Today on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel, we are going to show you how to make some barbecue that will knock your socks off. I hope you enjoy. Oh, it's so good.
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life. Times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another fun Food Fridays here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. We haven't done a Food Friday in quite some time, and man, I love to cook. So today what we're gonna be making is a summertime favorite of mine, a Boston butt. That's what we're cooking right here, big old Boston butt. This guy is somewhere in the neighborhood of, gosh, how many pounds is it? 9.63 pounds. So we're cooking a 10-pound Boston butt today. I've got my neighbors coming over. We're gonna have an awesome barbecue with this, and we're gonna show you guys exactly how I cook this. Now we're gonna be cooking on the Traeger grill. If you don't have a Traeger, it's okay. You can do this in the oven. Just pay attention to the temperatures that we use, and I'm gonna give you a cool little recipe to make this thing taste absolutely delicious. And this is gonna make awesome barbecue, Texas-style barbecue. Welcome to the farm channel. If this is your first time here, your 50,000th time here, please pound that like button. We've got over 1,600 videos here on this first generation cattle farm in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. This is rural content. This is family content. This is good stuff, guys. We're building a first generation farm. We don't have pigs yet, but we will have pigs. And soon we'll be doing a brisket straight off the farm from the field to the Traeger and into the belly. So gonna be awesome. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. What we've got today, we've got a few ingredients that we're gonna be using, but I wanna give a quick shout out to today's sponsor. This is Kamikoto. These are Japanese style knives, and these will be the knives that we'll be using for most of our food projects from now on. This thing is super sharp. I just brought a squash out just to show you. Oh my goodness, super sharp. I'm gonna cook that here in a minute. This squash got a little bit too big, so it might be chicken food. Nothing goes to waste here on the farm. So I'll post a link to these guys real quick, and if I can get you a coupon code, if you want a good sharp knife, and we all know the butcher's worst enemy is a dull knife. So Kamikoto is the brand. I've got a knife set here, butcher knife set, and I also, you can see one of the knives is missing because I've been using them. These are the steak knife sets, so really cool stuff. Come in a fancy little case right there, so if you want to impress the neighbors having them over for some steak, bam, right there. So the ingredients we're going to be using with this pork butt, simply yellow mustard, just classic regular yellow mustard. I like Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, and we'll be adding this barbecue sauce at the end. If you don't like this kind of barbecue sauce, just use the kind that you like the most. And also a little bit of flair from the farm. We're gonna be throwing in some farm fresh honey from our honeybees here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. So pretty cool stuff. We're gonna go ahead and unwrap this. I'll show you how I trim it out, and we're gonna get it on the smoker. Right on. So we got our Boston butt. Simply, I'm just gonna take this super sharp knife and just open her up right there. You may want to do this over your sink, but this cutting board's pretty cool. It has a little blood groove in there, or a liquid groove that will catch any of that stuff. As you can see, $23.95 was the original price. $10.34 is what I got it for. I bought a ton of these because I saw them on sale at the grocery store, so I knew they wouldn't go bad. I've got a freezer full of them. So awesome stuff. If you like barbecue, catch them on sale. Now, seasoning we're going to be using is a little bit different than what most people might use. This is called Holy Cow from Meat Church. It's a barbecue rub. What I'll do first is we're gonna slather it down with a little bit of mustard, okay? We're actually gonna look it over real quick. This is a bone-in, okay? Meaning there's the bone, a bone-in Boston butt. We've got our fat side and our meat side, okay? I'm gonna sit it in there with the fat side up. Some people like to do it a little different. Some people like to do it with the fat side down. A lot of this fat, if it's too thick, we'll trim it off. And you can see it's not really all that thick, so I don't really have to worry about that so much. We may shave just a tiny bit of this fat off, but we don't want to get into the meat. And for the first little bit here on the Traeger, and this is just no good for really anything. The doggies might like that as a good snack. We'll see. So we'll trim off just a little bit of fat here. A lot of times when you buy a big old 10-pound roast like this, you're getting 3 pounds of fat. We are going to use our mustard as a binder, okay? So a binding agent. In other words, we're gonna slather this guy up with mustard, just like so. And I like just using plain old yellow mustard. It's all good, guys. It works just fine. And we're gonna pour a little bit of honey on here, and this is gonna give that barbecue that sweet, delicious taste. Oh, I'm gonna be a sticky boy when I get done here. So we're just gonna slather this up just a little bit, give her a good rub. You can see it didn't take too much mustard and honey. This is a binding agent to help our barbecue rub stick to our Boston butt. Now we're slathered up pretty good. That's the binder. Now we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle on our Holy Cow barbecue rub from Meat Church. And I'm gonna get this thing layered up pretty heavy. You gotta think, this is a very large piece of meat, guys, and you're not gonna penetrate too much with the flavor. What we wanna do is get a good flavor in there, get a good bark on this, and then we're gonna put it in a tray later on. So we're gonna cook this at around 225 for 3 hours, okay? 3 hours-ish, or until the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees. Be sure we roll it over. We get this stuff all in the best parts right in here. Awesome. Kind of mush it in there just a little bit. That's where that binder comes in and helps this stuff stick just a little bit better than it would without a binder. You don't have to have the binder, which is the mustard and the honey, but it's gonna help enhance that flavor and just make it absolutely delicious. Again, rotate, get a little bit more on here. There we go. Not gonna hurt it. You're not gonna over season this, not with that Meat Church stuff. So we're gonna go fat side up, and we're gonna cook for somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 hours, or until our internal temperature reaches 360 degrees. And this is our temperature sensor. There we go. So we'll show you how it works on the Traeger grill in case you don't have one. Now folks, you don't have to have a Traeger smoker grill. You can have any brand of smoker grill, or like I said, you can simply put this in the oven. You just need to monitor the internal temperature. This is the Traeger that I have right here. We'll open it up. You can see it's been used. It gets used. We'll go ahead and turn our power on. So this thing lights up, Traeger, and all of our wood pellets. I've got them stored down here in a little tote. Fire pots don't clean themselves. It tells you to clean it every time. So we're gonna select our internal temperature at 225 degrees. Basically turn a knob, 225, right there. We're gonna hit ignite. Oh, doesn't that look good? Oh, sticky, yummy deliciousness. Yeah, baby. Okay, we're gonna go right in here with our cutting board. We're simply gonna slide our Boston butt right into the center of the Traeger, pull out our cutting board, set it to the side. Now we're gonna take our temperature sensor, which is right here, and this plugs in, goes through there, pops out the other side, and then it plugs in right here, just like that. Alarm, yes. So we want to put yes, we want it to alarm at 160. There is an app on my telephone that will pick up when this thing hits 160. So all we do, shut it down, and then we wait. How simple does that get? Again, if you're doing this inside in your oven, no problem. You can still do it inside in your oven. You don't have to have a smoker grill, but I encourage you to get a smoker grill because it'll make you healthier and it'll get you outside cooking some awesome stuff. So let's give it a little bit. When it hits 160, we'll open it back up and let you guys see. So let's talk about the Traeger real quick. All you do is open this hopper and we'll just put our wood pellets in. These are mesquite hickory pellets. Now you can expect this thing to run probably about 6 pounds of pellets for one pork butt cooking. So I like to keep it all the way full if I possibly can. And another thing that I'll do here is we've got our initial smoke. I'll raise this guy up, and periodically I'm gonna come in here with my honey and I'm gonna do a little honey drizzle right on top, okay? We're gonna make this a sweet, delicious barbecue right here. We'll shut it down because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. All right, it's been like 6.5 hours, guys. I got all my daily chores done. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and we started this somewhere around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, and here's the reveal. Oh, daddy. I've been putting a little bit of love on this for the last few hours. Man, that looks delicious. Oh, man. Let's take our knife here and just might have to try some. Look at that. Oh, look at that smoke ring right there. Oh, so good. We're gonna set this guy to the side. I'm gonna eat that. So, we've got to recover this from the grill. We're gonna put it in a pan, and we're gonna use 100% apple juice. And we're gonna pour about half this into the pan. I'll show you guys exactly what I do. Then we got another 6 hours, basically almost overnight. And then we'll shut it down, let it cool, and pick it off the bone. Ooh, lots of work, but so worth it, guys. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous piece of meat. So this is our temperature probe. We know we've hit our 160 mark, so we don't need that anymore. This is my pan. Now all I'm gonna do, I've got 2 great big spatulas. I'll post links to these critters in the video description, as well as that knife set, but we'll just reach under here, slide him back just a hair. This is a big boy. This is, again, a 9-pounder. Boom. Now we're just using 100% real apple juice. I'm just gonna pour this in. And just about the whole thing. This is gonna kind of steam it a little bit. Again, this is just Welch's 100% apple juice. We're gonna button her down with a little bit of foil. Just like that. Now I can check it from time to time if I want to, and I can also slip my temperature probe back in here. So we'll go ahead and do that just so we can monitor the temperature. Now, we're gonna find out what this tastes like. I am so curious. So here's where the Traeger really comes into play. I'm going to set this for 6 hours, hit start, and bam, I've got a timer. It's gonna alert me when we're going. We're gonna set our temperature at 225. So it's gonna remain pretty constant throughout the night. And I will cook this basically all night long. Now, let's get our taste test going here. Oh, baby. Let's see what we got. Oh. I can't imagine how good it's gonna be after 6 more hours. Oh, we'll see you guys in the morning. Awesome. It's been overnight. This is going to look awesome. I shut the Traeger down. We'll pull out our temperature probe and let's see what we got. Look at that. Man, that is awesome. Oh, I don't even want to touch it. Let's get it inside the house and we'll go ahead and tear into this thing. It should just pull right off of the bone. I'm gonna wear some rubber gloves while I do this, just because I don't want to smell like that pork roast for the rest of the week. Man, look at that. Oh, baby. Man, look at that. Okay, so there's a couple of steps we need to make here. There's a lot of oil and grease associated with a pork butt. We don't want to eat all that oil and grease. It kind of takes away from the deliciousness of the meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pork butt out. We're going to set it on the cutting board here, and we're going to take our drippings and pour it into an oil separator. I'll show you exactly how that works, and I'll post a link to that in the video description for you guys. I'll also post a link to the Traeger grills that I have. So this is for the drippings. This is the oil separator. It has a little plug in here, and you'll see here in just a minute. What it does is the good parts of the drippings go to the bottom and the oil goes to the top, so you can retain the oil, and I basically use that. I put it on my kitty's food, my dog's food. It helps their coat. Nothing goes to waste here on the farm. So we're gonna pour this off. I'm gonna lift out this entire pork butt and set it in a different tray. I can't wait to see how this comes apart. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Pour our drippings in, and I think you're gonna love this. This is really interesting how it separates. It's probably 50-50 oil to juices. As this separates, it's gonna take it about 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and start pulling our pork. Oh, baby, look at that. Oh, man, I gotta taste this. I can't help myself. Oh, knock your socks off. That's so good. So if we did it right, it should start falling off the bone. I'm gonna take the crispy critters and kind of put them in the bottom so that they'll absorb some water. It's a little bit crunchy, but that is some awesome flavor. So we can just grab this entire roast and just pull it apart with our hands like that. That is barbecue. Yeah. Look at that bark on there. Man, it's almost as black as my gloves. This has rested for about a half an hour, guys. And I think it's very important that you rest your meat. Anytime you cook anything, it's very important that you rest your meat. So I'm gonna prepare 2 trays. We'll pull the bone out, show you how that all kind of fell apart. There's the bone. This is just a shoulder bone, okay? That's the clavicle. Now our oil separator, you can see the oil is right there and the juice is right there. When we tip it up, we'll pull the plug here. We tip it up, you'll see the juices come out and the oil stays put. So we're just gonna pour this right back in on our pork butt. Man, oh buddy, little in that. Little in that until we get down to where it's just oil, okay? And then we'll dispose of the oil. Now for the final test, the final taste test. That's, oh my goodness. In review, guys, again, all you need, 1 can of apple juice, a little bit of honey, a little bit of that Meat Church barbecue rub that I have, and that's pretty much it. A little bit of mustard, yellow mustard, and a lot of thyme on the smoker. Guys, thanks a lot. Please pound the like button. I'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I hope you enjoyed the video. Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Yeah, I need to snap this next snap up so I don't look like Elton John. An oil separator. I'll show you exactly how that works. I can find the oil separator. What did you do? Great! Just a little bit of glass on the floor this morning should be great. Don't you worry. I just broke a glass. Whoopsie daisy.